Fucking typical. You'll I feel like you've had some sort of control on it. Just reading the latest masterwork from Jacob Burgess. He's kindly joined us tonight to take part in our script, written by Mr. Adam Bunn. And this is episode 16 of our little saga of madness. We're all very curious to see where he goes next. And that's all I've got for you tonight, guys, because this is improvised. Bye! Terrible idea.
Can't help feel that was wasn't heartfelt, Phil.
What do you think? What would you have done, Iolo? Random
I don't know. I would have done.
Was a treat. It was fantastic.
That's all you came for. I just knew it was going to be me.
True surprise.
And yeah, I didn't prepare for it in any way whatsoever.
So, by way of explanation, we decided to mix things up on the intro a little bit. Normally, one of us.
Oh yeah, after I wrote a beautiful intro for Adam last time, we thought, yeah, we don't want that format anymore. That's not working.
We peaked with that one, and we just thought we can't do better than this.
There's no following you, Phil.
There's no following that.
But,
welcome
to episode 16 of But Suddenly.
Welcome indeed.
So this is a
very interesting one,
isn't it?
Well, it is, and I was thinking to myself, like as we were doing this, is that like I wish that I really do hope that this goes on for like hundreds and hundreds of episodes, and so it reaches the point where we can.
Not with those intros.
No, Phil, I'm gonna step it up next time. No, but no, just kidding, bud. I really like the idea that like it's split up into sagas. So like I feel like the first section was like kind of like to an extent the coherent saga, and now we are like so many like layers above layers above layers that it is like out there. I think this is going to be known as like the the layers saga, or yeah.
We touched on it last time, but it's just crazy how every single time there's a new set, it lands on Adam. This is
it's
time around.
Absolute bananas.
4 out of 4. Adam is up to try and untangle the madness left in his wake. What? How have you found it, Adam? It's quite a quick turnaround, 2 weeks.
Yeah, I was quite impressed at my little self with actual productivity-wise. That was good. I don't know whether that's a reflection on the quality or not, so I guess we'll see. I feel like you can probably churn out something that's quite shit quite fast. So I guess we'll put that to the test tonight.
It's you are in the unenviable position of Burge leaving you with what was purposefully an inescapable trap.
It was the worst thing in the world.
It was, like literally, like couldn't have made it more like obtuse a reason for you to have it a difficult time.
We'll get into the recap in a second, but just in terms of like your approach to Adam, have you? Because often you've gone like pretty off piece. Like, well, the first one you ever did, you weren't following anyone. You were kind of setting a tone, and then last time round you got to do the same again. It was kind of a fresh start. Have you tried to kind of continue Burge's thing, or have you kind of taken a nugget from it and just gone off, or is that giving too much away at this point?
No, I don't want to give that away at this point, Phil.
Fair enough.
It was a trap. He couldn't go off piece. He couldn't.
Well, yeah.
Not allowed. No asides. It said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just impressed that we're on the fourth cycle, the fourth beginning, so to speak. Even though it wasn't really a beginning,
I thought beginnings were every 10. Although this is starting to feel like it's like I thought we were reimagining it every 10. But like this one seems to have like
played it last time, wasn't it? Kind of said that the first 2 sets was season 1, but I don't know. I think it's just such a free for all now. It's kind of just take it as it comes. But although having said that, it does kind of give you a season finale point to aim for in say episode 20, wouldn't it? As you did with episode.
Sounded quite nihilistic. It was like, I mean, it's all fucked, so what's the point?
We are like layers and layers. You know what? And you guys know how chaotic my mind is. I'm lapping it up. I am genuinely lapping up the chaos. You guys know it. I'm literally just like, yes, take me another layer away from the story, please.
Yeah, I think for me, I do what, similar to what Burge was saying last week. I think I try and find some sort of grounding in the madness that's been sort of left before me. But whereas Iolo is always looking for the madness.
I'm looking for the breaking off point where I can introduce multiple timelines. If there's only one timeline, it's not a story in my mind.
And that's where I'm curious with Adam now. It's like you got the madness, or you're trying to find some sort of grounding. That's what I'm excited to find out.
I mean, you'll see. It's a weird one because of the setup that I had. I guess I've interpreted that in the only way that I potentially could. What I wish I joked about this, I think, on the last episode, is that I was just going to make this episode like essentially one long group therapy session between just the five of us with nothing else. It was just going to be us talking solidly for the whole thing, which I did try, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't get into it. So I've probably embraced the madness a little bit. I'd say this is probably the most zany I've gone, I think.
Cool. Excited for it. Should we have a little recap to figure out where we are?
Luke, hit me with some noises, please.
Hamana, 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 hamana.
That was perfect. That was really well timed. Good job.
Very nice.
You're getting better at those.
I even threw in a little clap for you.
Yeah, the claps really helped.
It's baby crying. I may have woken the baby up.
It was a small clap. Impossible.
Small clap. It
I
wasn't
refused to believe it.
Yeah. I'm not waking the baby. Adam says I'm not woken the baby up, so I'm not woken the baby up.
Good stream content.
Adam's in charge now, so it's true.
Best version of the birth story is wrong as well.
So recap. So this is getting increasingly difficult, isn't it?
Yeah. What about Adam? Do you have a good?
Well, yeah. It'd be interesting to see your mindset coming into it. What do you interpret happened in the last 15 episodes?
To be honest, what I discovered, I think, as a byproduct of me writing this one, I think I did discover that I wasn't really clear on what's been going on for the last 2 weeks, to be honest. So, I guess recap from the last episode was Burge. I guess, as you said, you started by trying to kind of continue the story that you've been given, and we were following Babalosh.
Second Bob.
Yeah, and our feline-based friends, as they were trying to kind of recreate the timeline and gather together our original 5 heroes from the Senticle saga of the first 5 episodes, I would say. And we were trying to kind of like bring them back together, but with a giant insect and small cat-based aliens. So that's kind of where we were, and then Burge sort of left turned it again, and we ended up with us, as in us, being trapped in a room that was kind of like a literary prison, I suppose, and that's where we left off.
Yeah.
Except for me, who sounds like I'm trapped inside my own prison.
You got a Hodor.
I forgot about that.
I mean, cards on the table, Luke. That does continue.
Just throwing it out there. If it turns out you make me say my name for an entire episode, I will be very, very impressed.
That's impressed.
Slightly sad, but very, very.
I can play you if you want, Luke. I'm in for that. In this episode, Luke could be played by Iolo.
I feel like I'd end up leaving the stream crying.
So Luke, you don't have a lot to do to start with. I will say that, but you come into your own later on. Okay, mate. So don't worry.
Still saying Luke. Let's just go for it. I mean,
so yeah, the thing I think I'm most worried about here is that you're all going to be like, you broke the rules.
No rules, Adam. This is your script.
That was my conclusion to that. I sort of had that little brain problem, and then a second later, it's kind of like, well, fuck
the future.
I'll do what I want.
But there were some commandments, weren't there?
Those, they were kind of rules, but you know.
They're not cut away.
I think I
We will
get
not
away.
use a scythe.
You'll see what I mean pretty quick.
Thou shalt not cross the streams.
I think I get away with it.
Excellent.
I think you do it anyway, because like it's not like we're like, no, you broke the rules, and so we're not going to carry on with it.
And yeah, also just fuck off. So.
Good answer, yeah,
It's
absolutely.
a good place to start, I guess.
I guess
100%, yeah.
Just fuck off. Yeah.
Let's do it. Luke, hit me with a noise, a quiet one, please, so you not disturb your baby daughter. You caught this background movement there. Excellent.
Okay.
1 second. You know, yeah, I was just caught up in all that was going on, and I've not even got this.
It's not open the
script
script.
up. No.
I was literally going to make a video, like kind of like my recap vid, where it's literally like we wait for Luke, because literally like it seems to be like a very regular occurrence that we just have like an intermission for Luke Williams to catch up.
Get some hold music going.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was that, Iolo?
Nothing.
Nothing to see here.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Sweet. Okay.
Cool.
But suddenly, episode 16, Navigational Glitch. Opening my drinks, ready for it. Exterior, desert, day. Our story begins on a lonely desert road. The sun beats down from directly overhead, scorching what's left of the tarmac. The sky is vast and blue and empty, broken only by distant rocky outcrops. The quiet is slowly interrupted by the rumble of an engine. Through the distant heat haze, we see a rising cloud of dust. A silver bus glints in the sun as it speeds through the landscape. Inside, its windows are darkened and a mirrored wall blocks its driver from passenger view or contact. Various figures lie motionless, scattered on seats throughout the sterile bus. An imposing, burly man stands at the front, clipboard in hand. He wears an unusual militaristic-style uniform, navy blue with orange piping. Wake up, ladies, rise and shine!
The Colonel's back.
The Colonel waits for the briefest of seconds before blasting.
Did he ever leave?
The noise reverberates painfully around the metal shell of the bus and zap! Iolo was blasted with the yellow.
Quick, carajo? Wait, what? Oh shit, right.
Iolo looks around to find himself on the floor of the basement cell, bathed in the yellow hue cast by the room's shield. Adam, Burge, Luke and Phil are strewn about the place, watching him with varying levels of interest.
Can't do reboots either.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure. Adam tried it a few times and never stuck.
Adam nods solemnly from the corner of the cell.
There's got to be something. Come on, when have we ever let something like this stop us?
Iolo pauses for a second to think.
I've got it.
Cut 2. Exterior desert, day. Two figures stand just outside a cement doorway which pierces the landscape. One is the Colonel, looming ominously in the now setting sun. Beside him is a small, prim-looking man wearing a lab coat. He's clapping slowly. His voice is precise and mechanical.
It's meant to be Burge or Luke.
Luke. The script is correct, Phil.
Sorry, I shouldn't have doubted you, Adam.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. It truly warms my heart to see candidates bonding so quickly. Truly, I was only recently saying to my colleagues here to foster such relationships. It will make what's to come easier, I said. Didn't I say that, Colonel MacGuffin?
Zap! Back in the cell, Phil holds his stomach and wheezes from the blast. That should say Luke. Sorry.
Okay, so I'm not wheezing from the blasts.
No, Luke's wheezing from the blast.
But Phil's speaking.
But you're speaking now.
Cool. That's cool. Recasting don't work either, especially if we're all so inherently tied to one of us. It's just not the same, and honestly, does not love us any favours.
But
nothing! We tried everything. Burge as your own, swapping Skimp and Argus. I even tried being white at one point. It's no use. We just get zapped back here.
We've tried, mate, honestly, but the zappings and the crushing sort of take it out of you after a while.
Iolo looks momentarily dejected before a fresh seal takes him once again.
But I haven't tried, have I? You know what my imagination's like. I bet I can get us out of here lickety-split.
Iolo scrunches his face hard, clearly concentrating. The rest of the gang roll their eyes. Cut to interior bar in Atlanta. The gang leader places his hand by his side, hovering over what looks like a concealed gun. Iolo, Adam, Burge, Luke and Phil huddle at the end of the bar, discreetly watching the familiar events unfold. See what this is?
I don't know, overcompensating for something?
Oh, fuckface, this is the start of the worst night of your life. He gestures to one of his gang, who picks up a pool cue and wildly swings it towards an increasingly pale Rico. Rico narrowly ducks and manages to crouch by the side of the table.
Da fuck?
Then all hell breaks loose. Our group backs further away from the escalating melee.
Classic bar fight.
Yeah, it's a great set piece. Can't say I remember it much though.
Nobody does. That's the beauty of it, you see. An obscure backstory flashback from episode 4 will be golden here.
It's niche, I'll give you that. Wasn't it all random? Problematic accents and dubious cultural appropriation though.
Two of the gang reach out to grab the Ramon, but he's quick on his toes and manages to evade their grasp.
Too slow, Cholo!
The group collectively wince.
Ouch.
Rico picks up a pool cue and launches it frantically at the gang leader, but he misses and it smashes through a nearby window. The other patrons in the bar back away and fall silent in shock. It looks like a barman might be on the phone. Our group nod expectantly.
Yep. Same group as last time.
Zap! The group thud back onto the basement floor, groaning.
Ah, shit. I've forgotten how that felt.
Yep. There was a reason we stopped trying. That and it just not working, obviously.
Luke.
Come on, fellas, we can't give up. That's what they want.
Don't do it.
Iolo scrunches his eyes again, his face reddening with the exertion. Cut to interior, damp corridor. A nervous-looking woman walks down a dark stonework corridor. She has a good bag and cheap shoes. Our group warily walks behind her in the darkness, looking around. She passes a barred cell to her left, built into the stonework. Inside is an enthusiastic-looking man, dressed in a fluorescent orange and white jumpsuit.
Oh, hello. I'm Arduous, human cyborg relations. How might I serve you?
The woman glances at him but does not interact and moves onward down the corridor.
The fuck was that?
I'm improvising, being random.
The woman walks past another cell with our group in tow. In here is a massive fridge-sized space with arms and legs.
Good morning, Vietnam.
The woman is perturbed but walks on.
It's derivative.
Yeah, bit predictable.
She approaches the third and final cell, this one brightly lit and fronted in clear perspex. A lone man stands in the centre of the cell waiting for her.
Well, hello, Clarice.
It's not even the right fucking line. No, what genius?
Shh, it's working. We're still...
Zap! Again, the group collapses to the floor of the basement cell haphazardly.
Luke.
I'm sorry, alright? I'm just trying to think outside the box, literally. Be as random as I can to trick our way out.
Come on, mate, that's enough. We've got to face facts here.
Exactly. The sooner you accept the situation, the better, Iolo. We have, and things are going pretty well for us.
Luke.
Phil smiles somewhat manically. Iolo looks at the group. They look like they wouldn't smell great. Unkempt beards, sunken eyes, greying skin from lack of sun. Your typical writing group. There's an awkward pause as the group stare at Iolo.
You guys have lost it. How long have you been down here anyway?
Oh, we don't know. Days? Weeks? Months, maybe? Who can say?
In a way, it feels as though we've always been here, really. Scrabbling away with literary endeavours, but not actually getting anywhere. You lose track after a while.
Jesus.
Come on, champ. It's not all bad. It'll be time for the shoot soon.
Oh my god, you're going to love the shoot.
You mean where the envelope came from?
Yeah, that's not all it does.
Luke.
Okay, are you going to tell me or what?
Oh, you'll see. All in good time, Mr. Eager Beaver.
Phil pats Iolo's shoulder. Iolo shakes his head. What's happened to his once intrepid writing crew? Iolo notices Adam, who has swiftly returned to sitting in the corner.
You alright, mate? You're not saying much at all.
Adam warily raises his head. He looks by far the most run down of the party. He attempts to speak, but only a raspy groan passes from his lips. Iolo turns back to the group.
What's going on with him?
Been like this since the guy barely speaks. We're not sure why.
Yeah. It's like this cage has somehow affected him the most. It just sucked all the life out of him.
It's a shame because he was definitely our collective favourite beforehand as well, wasn't he?
Oh, for sure.
Luke.
Goes without saying. That's why it's so hard to see him like that. Just a shell of the man he once was.
Adam slumps over onto his side. The group wails and sobs.
Fuck this. I've got to keep trying. Think outside the box!
Yola, no.
Cut 2. Interior, group therapy session. A circle of chairs sit in a triangle room beneath a banner that reads, "Walking back to heaven."
I should have practiced.
The therapist addresses the room. So the sooner you all realise that you're not the real Christopher Walken, the better. There's 4 of you after all.
Wow, Doc. As of this moment, I am the second mouse.
Looks like you're about to make the same mistake twice.
These guys, I got a fever, Doc.
I like the trees, you know? I like the way the trees are.
Ever imagined it could be.
I thought you'd forgive me because I actually voice messaged you.
I meant to, I just forgot.
Luke.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. That was pretty good.
Stealth good Walken impression.
Yeah, that was really good. Out of nowhere.
Anyway. Thank you. Zap! Back in the room.
Ah, shit, that stings. Must be too recent. Something else. Think, y'all, think.
The others pick themselves up off the floor again, holding their sides, winded.
Yola, please.
Cut 2. Interior, fine mahogany office. Cigar smoke fills the air of a decadent study. Lots of wood panelling, gold accent furniture. A finely suited man sits behind a massive desk. A petrified man in the seat opposite. Various goons stand watch.
You dare come here and disrespect me on this, the day of my daughter's wedding?
It's another like that, Don Carlo. You got it all wrong.
You hear that, boys? I got it all wrong.
Hey, watch your mouth, Paulie, alright?
And what have we told you about that accent, huh?
I don't know what is suspect.
Ice him, boys.
I literally spat beer everywhere.
Papa Mookie.
The group are slammed to the floor once again, groaning and coughing. Yola sits up, holding his gut, panting.
Okay, fine. Maybe that's enough for now. We've got to find something really out of the box.
I've told you, it's no good.
Your usual tricks just won't work.
Then we've got to think of some new tricks. We can't just stay here. Look what it's doing for Adam. And we haven't even mentioned whatever's going on with Luke.
Luke.
Smashed what bingo card?
Luke.
I think he's losing it.
You can understand him.
You guys can't understand him?
No, he's just always been like this. We didn't even question it, really. Just one of those things, isn't it?
Okay. Anyway, we just have to figure it out. We've been in sticky situations before, haven't we?
Nothing like this, though. This is just unimaginable. I mean, what kind of an arsehole would do something like this?
Burge gestures around him.
Good question.
There's a sizable pause amongst the group. Yola sits down and sizes up his surroundings.
So what is this place anyway? Who brought you guys here?
Yola glances around the room.
And who was that posing as gay?
Luke.
What? Of course it wasn't really her.
Wasn't it? Looks a lot like Kate to me.
Yeah, but it can't have been, can it?
Why not?
Because we don't have a fucking basement, Burge. Something's going on.
Luke.
I don't care if it seems in keeping with past events. I think I'd know if I was living with some kind of all-knowing narrative master. This has got to be something else. It's a trick.
Luke.
Shut the fuck up, man.
Luke holds his hands up and backs away.
Honestly, we don't know much more than you do right now. In fact, you're on an advantage. None of us remember getting it.
Yeah. Do you remember what you were doing before Kate brought you down?
I was just living my life. I'd had a bit of a rough day, and then
Look.
I don't know, just melancholic or something. I told Kate about it, and then
All adjusters around the sun.
So no clues at all.
nothing that jumps out. No.
Luke.
Yep. Best get comfy, I guess.
The group settled down against the sides of the cell. Iolo is still looking around the room, clearly seeking inspiration. The silence is interrupted by a clanking of metal. Above them, the chute slides open with a hiss. Burge, Luke, and Phil bow auspiciously, holding their hands up in its direction. Adam raises a hand from his slump position.
Oh, sweet bounty.
Giver of life.
Luke.
Iolo looks disgusted at their grovelling as they circle the chute, heads bowed. 5 small balls fly out and bounce around the cell. Burge, Luke, and Phil gleefully chase them around, trying to catch them. Iolo watches on in despair for his fallen friends who are clearly out of their trees.
What the fuck's going on?
Another sealed envelope falls from the chute. Iolo picks it up, sees his name typed on the back, quickly opens it. He reads aloud.
Food.
Turns the paper over, looking for more. A ball shoots past his head and Phil giddily barges past him after it.
What the... Those things, they're food? They look like bouncy balls.
It's food and exercise in one. So efficient.
Told you, it's
Everything we could ask for. It's great because you feel like you've really earned it. Come on, mate. Yours is getting away.
Did we say you'd love to shoot?
The 3 carry on chasing the balls around the cell, laughing gleefully as they go. Iolo slumps down against the wall again.
This is mad. What could have done this to them? If only I knew what was going on inside there.
He stops, struck with inspiration. Iolo closes his eyes and breathes deeply. Cut 2.
Food balls. Thought Burge to himself as he gracefully leapt over Iolo's legs like a gazelle. Phil, being the most lithe and athletic of the group, had already caught his spherical supper and brandished it above his head like a trophy. Adam reached an emaciated arm from his mass of rags and had lazily groped at a ball that rolled nearby. He was weak. His body has long deserted him. Adam watched Iolo with a quizzical eye. He admired the innate positivity, but was sure this would, like all things in the cell, fail. Iolo was a recent addition and was still struggling to accept life in this, adapt to cell life. This caused much consternation in the camp as, all in all, they couldn't complain about the situation in which they now found themselves. Since they'd arrived, they hadn't gone hungry or thirsty. The daily food balls sorted that. Their sleeping mats were comfy, and they had each other for company. Phil had struggled a little at first, admittedly, but even he, with his taste for the finer things, had consigned himself to accept the new surroundings. They all agreed that it was best for the good of their own sanity, and had complained little since those first days. Iolo, on the other hand, seemed to be struggling, perhaps to the point of resistance, more than any previous occupant, and that was because of concern for everybody, especially those upstairs. Finally, the group caught their respective food balls and settled to the floor, wheezing and panting from the exertion. A contented quiet descended upon the group as they each retreated. Luke crouched and cradled his prize reverentially, eyeing it as a magpie might a piece of silver. He carefully checked on his cellmates. There hadn't been any infighting as of yet, but one could never be too careful when it came to food ball time. Adam lay slumped in the corner, as he had much of this time here. Phil was already greedily tearing off chunks of his food ball with his teeth, chomping ferociously. Burge sat and thoughtfully licked the ball, as he often did, savouring the variety of flavours that enlivened his taste buds. Luke glanced at Iolo to see what the newcomer was up to. Iolo simply stared back. Abject horror etched into his sweaty, rugged features. Iolo was a handsome man, Luke thought to himself, as he often did, blessed with the sort of ancient earthliness that so many of his countrymen shared. Luke often found himself imagining what he would like.
That's great.
Iolo holds his gut and winces from the blast, which was bigger than previously.
Oh, thank fuck. Man, that hurts, but thank fuck.
The others look at Yola, clearly confused by something. Luke looks a little sheepish.
What was that?
What was what?
Just then, something happened.
Yep, I felt it too. It felt weird. Like my thoughts were my own.
Yeah.
Wait, I understood you.
So did I.
Burge, Luke, and Phil joyously hug, dance, and celebrate in a circle in the middle of the cell. Adam raises to his feet slowly and approaches. The group slows and quietens as he does. Me too. The four of them now erupt, joyous at their unification.
Yola, get over here.
Yola joins the group's jubilation, but the celebrations are quickly interrupted by a klaxon sounding.
Shit, they're onto us.
Yola, I don't know what you did, but it's changed something and clearly got people pissed off.
The group eye each other with fresh zeal and excitement. Do something else, you crazy son of a bitch. The group calms as Yola closes his eyes once more, breathing deeply, but suddenly.
Mid-credit scene.
Interesting.
Oh, love it.
Mid-credit scene, cut 2. Yola opens his eyes to find the group still staring back at him, the wailing klaxon deafening.
Did it work?
Did it
Oh,
work?
sorry.
Wait. I'm going to take that from the top, please, guys.
From the top, go again, Luke.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Did that work?
Did what work? What did you try?
Yeah, everything seems not. Wait a minute.
I feel weird.
I still feel weird. Yola, he says, look, oh, hang on, wait. Were you
No, Yola's right.
Oh, you were going to get high and mighty with me there, were you?
From the top.
So let's start again. Mid-credit scene, cut 2. Yola opens his eyes to find the group still staring back at him, the wailing klaxon deafening.
Did it work?
Did what work? What did you try?
Yeah, everything seems not. Wait a minute.
I feel weird.
Yeah, kind of queasy. What's going on, Yola? My head doesn't feel like my own.
The group stumble, holding their heads as they attempt to remain upright.
Easy, guys. Easy. I've recast us. This just might do it.
I told you, recasting doesn't work. We tried it.
But not like this. We're off the fucking track here, boys. Boyos.
Of course. Recasting never worked before because the roles were already written, but this is... Luke.
Where at? Oh, hang on. Wait, the role.
But this is... Line.
But this is live television, baby.
My God.
This might just work. Of all the convoluted things I've thought of, this is the closest to making any kind of sense.
I've doubled down too. I've created an entirely new section. It's a live recast in a new show section. Nobody could have seen this coming.
You're a genius, mate.
Plus, now, you finally get to be inside.
You did this whole bit just for that gag, didn't you?
Right. Shall we crack on?
Wait. I'm lost now. It's the body or the voice, the real one? Who's the original?
Yeah, this is headfuck.
Look, I haven't worked all the kinks, okay? Will it stand up to later scrutiny? Probably not. But it was the best I could come up with all the things considered, alright?
The group accepts this and steady themselves, beginning to acclimatise to their new characters, or voices, whichever. They stand and look around the cells in a heroic formation, ready to act. But there's an awkward pause. So, now what?
Yeah. They're still in the same place, probably about to get murdered.
Yeah, just realising that. Should have tried recasting with us, with someone from upstairs. Shit. I think.
There is a familiar metallic groaning sound of gears lurching to life. The yellow force field morphs into large, serrated spikes of energy facing inwards. The walls began to close in on our group.
Oh, great. After all that.
We could really use some more of that imagination of yours right now, Yola.
Guys?
I don't know what to do, lads. I've got nothing. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say.
Guys?
Oh my God, this is the end, isn't it? The yellow walls close steadily inwards. The group huddles in its centre. The klaxon continues to wail. Sparks begin to fly as the floor of the cell is scorched by the incoming force field.
Well, we had a good run, didn't we? I suppose we should be using these last moments to be positive.
That's true. What a ride. Gentlemen, it has been an honour.
Guys!
I'm sorry. Truly, I am. I thought I could save you. I really tried. Honest to God, I did. I didn't want us to go out like this. I had so many dreams of what we could do next. Such crazy adventures, so many ideas. And now we'll never get to see them. I feel like this is somehow all my fault.
Probably Burgess.
Guys!
The walls continue inwards, piercing and scorching the sleeping mats as they go. Our group huddle into a tight unit, holding each other as they wait the inevitable.
Maybe it's all of our faults, maybe. We're all the catalysts of our collective fate. We ride together, we die together, right? That's always been the mantra. Well, let this be our final ride, my friends. Let us voyage together into the great unknown. That would be a wonderful adventure. I love you guys. Truly.
Fuck me. Alexa, turn off the basement security.
Okay. The force field immediately vanishes with a hiss. Klaxon stops, the door clicks open at the top of the basement stairs. Our tear-soaked group stand huddled together in the centre of the now open basement. Smoke rising around them from the soft flames where the bedding once was. They erupt in jubilation.
What's that? Where did that come from?
Just an idea I've had for a while. You guys just couldn't understand me before. I just figured people are generally morons.
The group laughed jovially. What a hilarious turn of events! Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go! Adam, Burge, Yola, Luke and Phil race to the basement stairs. They bound upwards to discover the truth of their world and to resolve the great cliffhanger left to them when suddenly...
Beautiful.
Excellently done, buddy.
End credit scene.
End credit scene.
Oh my god, I didn't even see that. Cool. Sorry.
Interior, dimensional bridge, indeterminate time. Oh Baba Babalosh, the world devourer, and Kit Kaboodle walk along the glowing bridge between universes, but in the opposite direction from when we last saw them. Bob is talking aloud and flicking through photos of other stern-looking aliens on a wrist-based holo projector. He's clearly been going for some time. Kit discreetly speaks into a communicator. Cousin Drotek, Cousin Gekrod, Cousin Bildu, Cousin Obobashlom, Cousin Farstuck, Cousin Dintho, and Cousin Kevin.
Yep. He's still going.
And those are all of my cousins. 115!
That's great, Bob. Now, what about...
Now we'll move on to the second cousins. And would you blink and believe it? There's even more of them. Bob pressing some buttons and more alien images appear in front of him.
Yeah, I'm keeping him distracted. Great work on that decoy, by the way, Kara. He didn't suspect a thing. I just told him it was navigational glitch. While we're at it, could you go ahead and just delete that meta-universe for me, please? Yeah, all of it. Definitely unnecessary. No? No? You won't want to revisit. Great. Thanks. You're a star.
Woo! Yay! Sorry.
So much fun picking that.
Absolutely, there's loads of picking that. It was like a very neat bow at the end, like, let's never go into that metaverse again.
There's a cliffhanger.
Please.
Both aspects there, I think. That's
Adam, I thoroughly enjoyed that. And I did not feel like the lack of variety in my lines inhibited me in any way.
I genuinely tried to mix up the actual like cadence of it all and stuff. To make it a bit
I was going to
interesting.
ask, like, did you envision what Luke was saying when you gave him the Lukes? Because some of them were like
Yes.
Luking, and I was like, do you have like a general translation of what he actually is trying to say?
Yeah, for most of them, especially like, some of the first ones, it was just like, oh, I'll just write Luke. But then later on, when it was actually like a kind of a conversation,
that Yolo was understanding
yeah,
about.
I did.
Oh, fair
I
play.
like I am
We should
style translation.
Release the Luke translation cut.
Yeah.
Subcase
I've been clamouring for the
that was fun.
Adam Bunn cut.
Yeah. I don't think you necessarily broke any rules, because I think like you incorporated the rules into your asides and stopped them
You
short.
can see how I was like
It was-
in the rules though. Because I did cut away, but the idea is that the rules then enforce.
Yeah.
And we come back.
It was like the concept was that we were trying to cut away but couldn't because of the rules that were set in place. So I think it was fine. I think it was
And
right.
you've got the narrative device that Iolo's new, so he's just trying those things out.
Yeah. That works really well. I think it gave you a chance to play around with some pretty cool.
And
cool ideas.
that was literally the only idea I could possibly do. It's just Iolo trying random shit.
Yeah, no, I think it makes perfect sense. That's
I think that worked. I thought that was a lot of fun. It was great.
And the
And then I was literally struggling with like, okay, so they probably need to get out actually at some point, and then it was just like, yeah, Alexa.
I'm in for that.
Why not?
In the modern era, that's an answer for so many questions.
And then it kind of tied in quite nicely that maybe Luke had such like an easy idea like early on, but just couldn't tell anybody.
Couldn't communicate.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Alexa.
No, I really enjoyed that. It kind of like it breaks my heart a bit because I was like, and it reveals the truth of their existence. I was like, oh yay, someone gets to reveal the truth, and it's like, no, Obubulush just destroyed that. I love it. But I do love Obubulush being back.
Just a question on your construction of the script, Adam. A couple of weeks ago, when you said like you were asking for like highlights and stuff, was that in relation to this? Or was that
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
That,
I wondered when the bar
ask-
scene turned up. I was like, oh, maybe that's why Adam was like mining old material to kind of.
Yeah, like so I asked you guys what your kind of like favorites were and highlights, thinking I could maybe like come back to those and we'd have essentially what my first idea was. I could literally do like our clip show. This is like when a sitcom gets so like dry in its run and they throw a clip show on it. This would be the clip show. It would be great.
That's ace.
But I decided that was a bit too much, so I couldn't rehash endless amount of scenes from the old episode.
Can
I had to mess with them a little bit.
When you asked that, I thought the same thing. I thought like he's gonna go through all the classics, and genuinely my thought was that you were gonna quantum leap through the old like best bits. That's genuinely what I thought. That you were like, oh, we'll like, and it kind of panned out like that. I totally forgot about that bar fight scene.
I sort of like the bit where they're all there, like in your kind of
like
rewrite
the
or your
bar room
reviews.
thing.
It's enjoyable. The bar scene, that was literally, so I was trying to find stuff, literally randomly clicking episodes, like episode 4, I don't really remember that one, what happened. Quick random scroll down the page, oh, there was a bar fight. I had no recollection of it whatsoever. Hence the
Neither do I. I vaguely remember that we would like always make Brits, early on we would always make gangsters, like even if it was like set in like Las Vegas, I think that bar fight was set, it was British gang members regardless.
That was my only memory, is that I was like this gang leader, and I remember at the time doing the kind of Cockney like defiant kind of voice, and it being completely out of keeping with everything else, so I kept that in there. That was funny.
It was funny that.
But then it kind of fit into the whole that he's just picked this complete like obscure scene that nobody really remembers, which is quite funny.
How dare you force me to do Christopher Walken voice?
That's what you get for not doing the voice message.
I chose not to send mine on purpose.
Yeah, yours was great, mate. I don't see why we did that.
Yeah, yours was good.
I feel like I helped you all out. I just threw in a load of commas as well.
Yeah.
Threw commas in everywhere.
that mind swap thing was really befuddled us as well. That mid-credit scene mind swap was like we had to retake that 3 times. We kept on reading our first name and going,
really
"Yay, I get to talk."
Added to it. Like,
I enjoyed the zap.
It was hard writing. It was hard writing. It was like, oh god, fuck, right? But I had to write him underneath like. Burge is played by me, Phil, but it's like, oh god, it's really difficult to keep.
And the prose bit was really fun. The prose bit was really good as well, mate. I really enjoyed that bit of prose.
Yeah, really good and beautifully read by Luke as well.
Yeah, well done, Luke. That was
With
top.
a bit of gravitas. It's my teacher voice, that's my
lovely
teacher
gravitas. I enjoyed it. It was that was the bit I was most sort of like, this is mental. Like, what am I doing?
That's what I love about it.
Well, I
But there was a
think
clever pivot, and it's sort of for Iolo's character to kind of go down that route, and
The prose.
it's clever.
Yeah.
Imagine what it would be like to zap.
Do we now? The question is, next time round.
Wrote the next 2 sentences.
the next 2 sentences.
Could have that'd be like I was thinking like if this is the deviation for the rest of the episode, I'm 100% in for it. I'm like so in for the rest of this. So that's why I came for an end. I was like, oh, just all of it prose. And like setting the bar is like,
pages.
yeah, do the next episode entirely in prose, bitch. That's what you get for putting me in a trap. It was good though. I was really enjoyed it, mate. That was really fun.
Off the rails, but yeah.
Do do we take the Marvel model of like, you know, like sometimes Marvel tease things in edit post-credit scenes and just sort of like disregarded them, and like I reckon we just carry on with Iolo, Phil, Burge and Luke. just like a normal episode of us going about our lives, and then like coming together to make a But Suddenly episode, and then having a But Suddenly universe that is confined to a universe that we are dictating would be an absolute mindfuck.
It's open. It's you know, whoever goes next.
No.
Like our own streaming service, like or something plus.
Yeah. Isn't one of the bingo cards a show within a show? The show within the show is But Suddenly as well. Oh, but you were right about. Let's go to that page quickly. I'll just get rid of this. Didn't you mention that every one of them is done now? I'm pretty sure all the bingo cards. You had Italian.
Memory, I didn't check it on the video, but from memory, I thought the only one left was the like Big Paulie, Italian Tony.
Italian Tony, 100%. Italian Tony was there. It was all dreams.
So, yeah.
Been there. Show
we still know
show.
Italian Tony. It was obviously Italian Gangsters and the Don.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure it wasn't my character called Tony.
Were you Tony?
Yeah, one of them was Tony.
I'm pretty sure I was Tony. Yeah. So.
Read the script.
D&D references. I don't recall D&D references.
I think in Burges we had like sort of quite a few general like fantasy type bits, not specifically D&D maybe. So.
Well, maybe no D&D references.
Maybe that.
Also, I don't think we've ever done an or something either, like the actual or something gag that named us. Have we ever done one of those? We might have done it, but I'm pretty sure that they were from Becoming Dad originally, and then I think we just started playing around with it. Like it was kind of like reference to Becoming Dad and everything that we did that afterwards. But I don't think it's necessarily made an appearance here. But hell yeah, challenge for the next person.
I have a question, Adam.
Ask as many questions as you like, mate.
So, when I was writing the script the other week, the previous episode, I was gonna cast us as different people, assuming that people would do stupid voices for each other, and then I was like, I'll just let us play ourselves because people might not want to be mean or whatever. Were you sort of like secretly hoping that we'd all do like annoying voices for each other?
It crossed my mind. I think I was intrigued as to whether you would, and I guess I can't remember who went first now, but I assumed that was going to be like the in, like if somebody went heavy to start with.
We started with Luke or Iolo on Luke, and
if
anyone was like
Luke playing me,
those two on each other.
I did think about it. I was like, if I'm playing Luke, I'm gonna literally like be like make the dumbest Luke voice ever, but. I was like, in an interest of not offending anyone.
A millimetre short of doing a Welsh accent.
Boyos.
We thought of boyos in there. There was a boyos in there, yeah.
Yeah, but then it occurred to me, you're not really a Welsh person by birth.
No, I'm the worst Welsh person ever. Yeah. Absolutely. But that was enjoyable.
So, I was just happily intrigued as to which way it was going to go, Burge.
And I just kind of alluded to in the script, it's hard to know is the character. Where's the consciousness lie between the person doing the voice?
There's so much in the script which is literally like my mindset as I was writing it, because I lost track myself when it's like, so I'm trying to have a conversation between Luke and Yola, but I literally kind of going cross-eyed, and so I just made that like a funny thing that nobody knows, and then literally like, I think there's a line like, oh, probably won't stand up to scrutiny, but it's the best we could do at the time. Throw it in there, keep that in the script, whatever.
I like that you included Luke's inherent attraction to me as well. You know, like because we've all been aware of it. We're all like.
Speak.
Yeah.
My favourite, like, Luke, there was a slight misread, which was, if anything, was hilarious because the line was something like swarthy.
Yeah, and sweaty.
And you put sweaty.
Sweaty,
which was great. I enjoyed it.
Just misread there.
That's what you think your true thoughts came out for a second there. But it's gonna be really funny for the next one. Yeah, thank you very much. That was really excellent. And as always, you're excellent at like. You're so good at like the actual. You should write prose. You just like should write a piece of prose because like your scene descriptions and stuff. Even at the start, I was just like, like that description of the bus driving through the desert is just like
it's really good.
top notch. You can't go wrong with that.
Too detailed scene descriptions. Yeah, I know what you mean.
No, it wasn't. It was like because this is a different thing. Like like if it was a sprawling script, you have to go like bus drives through desert. But this is like for show, and as such, it's literally like so nicely written. I was just like, oh yeah, because I would have been like a bus drive through the desert. But like there's just this like I don't know coolness about it. I really enjoyed it. Really liked it. But my fear now is that like Burge, me and Adam have been allowed a metaverse play around. And like, I kind of feel like no one wants to go back to like the 5 and like Bubble and stuff. I was like, I want to do a metaverse thing now.
There's two very obvious threads to pull on there, isn't there, for whoever's following up? So there's obviously Bubble stuff and getting to the top of the stairs, I guess. So I think there's enough to play around with. You could go either way. Whoever's next.
In all of my efforts, all I've done there is create 2 new timelines. That's fucking
two new timelines. No, I reckon Bubble destroyed the metaverse universe. Did he not? Wasn't that the whole thing at the end? Like the version.
Well, he's,
So my headcanon, and this is what I was saying before, that I'm not sure I entirely understood where we were at coming into this and what's been happening for the last few episodes, but Obababalosh is on his way to Earth to destroy Earth because of everything that was going on with the Debonair and stuff. Kit Caboodle and his cat friends, they've been the ones who've been planting the kind of little seed information in all the TV shows to get the 5 back together, hopefully quickly, so they can stop that from happening, so that they can be the ones to destroy the Debonair and stop the Debonair, basically. Is that right? I think that's right. Do any of us know?
As far as I understand it. I think we all each have like a piece of the puzzle.
And then, what I'm doing, what I thought I was doing there was, so they're walking across this kind of bridge thing to get to Earth to do what Obababalosh is trying to do. Kit doesn't want that to happen, so he's essentially kind of running interference. So he's taken them to this nonsense Earth. So when Burge took us to this Earth, that was actually Kit taking us to this decoy meta universe, which was us. And then he kind of gets to go, oh gosh, it's the wrong one, and then they turn around and have to go back again, and then he gets them to delete where they've just been.
Right.
That's how I interpret it as well. That's how I got it. So I'm well in for that. If not, like, because you left it up to interpretation, the headcanon could be that was a diversion, or the headcanon could be Kit Caboodle has successfully bamboozled Obababalosh, so that Obababalosh thinks that he's destroyed Earth, but in fact he's destroyed the meta-Earth where we actually existed in. And the Obababalosh thinks, like, job done, and maybe crisis averted, who knows? I suppose that depends on the next person.
The Debonair's film, if anyone wanted to just do the
Debonair film.
It's got to happen at some point, hasn't it?
That was my intention, 100%.
We've seen snippets of it for so long.
Debonair on ice.
He's determined to get some sort of like masterwork by himself out there.
I want. Can I just write like if it's my turn? I just want to write Debonair Dr. L buddy cop show. That's all I want.
Luke, that was a fantastic Dr. L as well. We've skipped past that.
I was channeling my inner Burge.
It reminded me of someone.
Shades of the aliens from Galaxy Quest again. It has to be said.
Yeah. Which is like a feature now.
Great.
Yeah, I can't remember who. God, I love Galaxy Quest so much.
That's another.
It's just timeless. It's just timeless.
Go there as well.
Ace. That's all I could think of. Me and Phil went to watch the Star Wars Wrath of Khan, and all I could think of was Galaxy Quest. It was just like I can picture William Shatner being at that like convention signing autographs and literally, yeah.
Should we spinner it?
Spinner.
If it's me, I'm just gonna do part 2 of Deep Voyage.
Go for it. I don't see why not. Right, I am going to spin. That's right, yeah, everyone's on there now because it's a refresh. So it's sans Adam because Adam just did this one. So let's go. And it's going to be Phil again because Phil is the magic selection now.
No, it's not looking like it.
Oh, it's me!
This is really fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Really an excellent everyone because
hold on to your ass. No, I am going to every individual world you created in that box, I am going to continue with, so that we have at least 7 timelines on the go at the same time.
So we can also carry on the Silence of the Lambs sitcom as well.
Dog Debonair, yeah. There's a pun title there which I will think of before the next episode. The Debonairance of the Lambs. No, it's not that. I'll workshop it. Yeah. I'm gonna. I like, this is me asking for permission, because technically I've cashed in my aside token with the very first episode I wrote, because I took us like completely away from the story and made it Arduous and Skimp's little story. But I feel like Arduous and Skimp and the Debonair have become like mainstays of the thing so much that doesn't count as an aside, because in that episode I introduced Debonair, who's like a main character. So I might go for an aside episode. Possibly. We shall see.
Cool.
Just so that I'm like, you know, like, my work here is done. I've already like royally fucked with the progressing story. I'm just gonna go like, you know, I'm gonna take a step back and do Debonair the movie.
It'd be great. It's so good.
Well, yeah.
It has to be musical numbers. Has to.
Yeah, 100%. I'm gonna have to like start sending you guys like clips of music.
Maybe it's a musical.
We already had a musical.
I just remembered as well, Luke. I set you up for it, but kudos on the C3PO as well. That was
it's beautiful. Yeah.
Luke, that's just like knocking out the park tonight.
Yeah, I was glad to see Arduous. I do miss Arduous and Skimp. It's the two like that I'm like, oh, like they're the ones that I like.
I'm glad they got a mention. I
miss Arduous and Skimp because you, Luke, and Adam, as the two of them, play each other over it so well, and I miss Adam's Skimp so much. It was just like, yeah, dude. Just like,
I nearly included him, but it's just the whole thing of like not to write too much for yourself. So I can
understand that. I can get that.
Just
awesome.
the little reference to Phil swapping him over, which I thought was quite funny. There's another parallel universe that exists.
Cool. Yeah, I'm going to delve into every single one of them and create about 9 others. So strap yourselves.
So we aiming for 2 weeks today for something.
Yeah, 100%. 2 weeks today sounds good to me. Yeah.
Turning that around.
I'll try.
Cool.
Right.
Thanks very much, guys.
It's been real. Well, thanks.
Touche, Adam. Super reading as always.
It's all in the script, man. It's all in the script.
Yeah, 100%.
All
in
the
first.
Sorry for the backstory, I can't improvise that. That's just outrageous.
We'll adjust the intro, maybe.
Don't worry, you'll get to try again next week, Phil.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry.
Are we sticking with that format? We'll discuss that. Cheers, guys.
The randomizer that I made. All right, bye.
Bye, Burge's book.